Hello, everyone, and welcome to the new episode of the Orca Group Series. Today, we're talking to Monica Gonzalez of GTOA, and I'll pass it over to Monica. She'll introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you very much, Nick, to invite me to be here. I am Monica. I work in CENMA. CENMA is the coordinator of study of marine mammals in the northwest of Spain, and I work in a little project related to orcas, who are here, to orcas. And thank you, Nick, for inviting me.
No problem, Monica. Behind you, is that the illustration that Alfredo made? Yeah.
Yes, this is a poster is available in the website Orca Ibérica, and it's in different languages, and has a bit of information about the ecology, the biology, the food, the distribution of the orca. And Alfredo is my boss. I work with him. Draw these beautiful pictures.
It's amazing, isn't it? Really nice illustrations. I love that bull in particular, right, front and center of the illustration. He's lovely. So today's episode is a follow-up of the very last one we did. I noticed that again, the mass media are putting out like strike words like attack and aggressiveness and that this hyper sensationalism that the orcas are going out there trying to attack and sink boats. I just want to put that to rest and see what of the updates are happening right now, what's the state of the orca, what they're doing, and essentially just give us an update and tell us what the actual factual information is from the perspective of the scientists. We spoke a little bit about what the orca do now in breeding, seasoning, and I think most people would love to hear about that. And also, I have just a few questions at the end that some of the members brought to me. And yeah, so would you like to fill us in there, Monica?
The news right now, orcas since 2020, orcas start to interact with the sailing vessels, and we record and collect all the information, trying to understand why. This is a very fast summary about the last interview, and we as GTOA group we have two different hypotheses. The first is that they are playing related to juveniles, and the second is that something stressful happened in the sea related to orcas, tuna, and vessels, and the orcas need the necessity to stop the boat, trying to avoid this stressful moment. But each orca is a different animal. Is like the question why one person can kill other person. There are a lot of different reasons. Maybe I don't know. I can kill somebody because I want his money, or because I'm furious with him. But there are many different reasons of why. And in orcas is the same. Each orca has a different brain, and one orca think differently from the other. So it's very difficult try to understand exactly why. Since 2020, more than 700 of interactions we recorded, but right now this year the orcas stop a bit the interactions. Is true that they are interact, but in a very low way than last months. This last 2 months start less than the rest. And right now there are 5 different pods. 2 are near the Strait of Gibraltar, other in the coast of Portugal, and the other 2 in near France. They are moved more or less in this area. Maybe they can move to deep waters. They are following the tuna and more. We have a protocol, and in the protocol, we recommend to stop the boat if you see the orcas. But right now, the Spanish government put other new protocol, and they say the opposite. If you see an orca, run as fast as possible. We don't agree with them, and the Portuguese government doesn't agree too, but they prefer to put these new rules. So it's a bit strange. If you are in the coast of Spain, you have to run, but if you are in Portugal, you have to stop.
Wow.
It doesn't may have sense.
So you mentioned there that they're in mating season at the moment, and that's probably directly connected to the low amount of interactions with vessels. Is that correct, Monica?
No, we think that the level of interactions decrease because they are in different groups right now, very with a high area. Sorry for my English.
Oh, you're fine.
Maybe, for example, if white Gladys is with black Gladys, these two together, they interact a lot. But right now, white Gladys is in the strait and black Gladys is in France, so they don't interact.
Yeah, there was a speculated report of interaction off the coast of Scotland. Do you know anything about that, or was it any way connected?
Every day, each day, it's very difficult right now to us to have the information.
Yeah.
Last years, people send all the information about the interactions, and with this, we can do the protocol, we can analyze all and see what's happened. But every day is we receive less information, and we didn't receive nothing about this interaction. We didn't see pictures of the individuals. If someone send to us the information, we can see if there are Iberian orcas or are other orcas, but we don't know because we didn't receive any information of them.
How can we help to improve the information gathering? Now, will we like share it around to different groups or?
Oh, this is very difficult. Right now, people are very angry, and they are going to the sea with firecrackers, and
Yeah.
we know that people are using the firecrackers to try to avoid the interactions, and we receive less and less information every day. But
I mean, the way to get past this is to share information with the scientists, the people that actually know orca behavior, and then we'll be able to create strategies to mitigate interactions with vessels. One of the people in the group suggested an idea to me, and I'd like to actually put it across to you. He said that would it be a good idea to paint the underside of a hull underneath the water ridge? But I said to him, it would probably be an interesting experiment to disguise the rudder with like a pattern that breaks up the rudder shape. And that way it could like confuse the orca and they might like not go near the rudder or the back of the boat. What do you think of this idea?
I don't understand very well the idea.
So the
put
idea
something
would be
in the
to
rudder.
paint a pattern, not having the rudder
Paint.
paint. Yeah, so you would have the rudder. The rudders now are just generally white.
Like a draw in the rudder.
Yeah, like it have a difference, like a camouflage pattern on the rudder.
Okay. I think that if you do this, nothing will change because orcas use the echo sonar to
Oh yeah,
know.
it's
So
not generally visual. Yeah.
no, we saw. Sorry. Um, uh, I need to look. Sorry, the
Oh, that's fine.
translator.
It's fine.
A moment. We saw two different things. A chain in the rudder. Chain.
Chain. Is it?
Chain is like
Yeah, chain. Yeah.
a
Yeah.
chain
Yeah.
in the rudder in the middle, and then a chain,
Okay.
but like a barrier.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
the orca can get involved in.
Circumvent that. Yeah.
And the
Like
other
there's an author called God, his name
keywords.
is Casper, and he said in his book that Alfredo mentioned that there could be a strategy of putting sand, sprinkling sand at the back of the rudder and disrupting the echolocation signals
Yes.
from the orca. Has that been tested at all, or how effective is that?
Yes, people think that when you put sand in the water, they bother him, the bowhole. But the reality is that run like a window, a
Yeah.
barrier between the orca and the rudder. But we see a lot of interactions in with the sand was used, and at first maybe works, but in the moment in when this is something new, but maybe in the second or in the third interaction, they know very well what is the sand
Right.
and what do the sand, and in this moment it it didn't.
It's ineffective.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like it's amazing, isn't it, that they can circumvent, and that they're
Yes,
able to
orcas are
adapt.
learning
Yeah.
every moment, so is
Yeah.
very little the moment in which something is effective and then not.
That's brilliant. So far we know now that interactions are going down. People are reporting less, which is hurting new strategies. White Gladys and Black Gladys are separated, which is very interesting, and reductions are going down. That the event or the strategies that have been given are ineffective, and firecrackers is absolutely unethical and absolutely not improving things. It's just going to likely create more aggressive behavior from the orca. So
And then we see too in the rudder we see skewers.
skewers, oh God, really?
Skewers.
Right.
Skewers is, I don't know.
Spikes. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
in the rudder.
Right.
But the orca is clever. The orca is not going to hit in
Yeah.
the skewers. But we see a lot of different
This is
things.
horrible. This is horrible. Like,
Yes.
they really need to stop doing this.
Mm.
Is it true that they only are interacting with a very particular type of vessel, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
leisure vehicle, like a yacht, that they're affecting? So it must, whatever the initial thing was, it must have been one of those boats. And like, is there? I'm not familiar with boats and the way they work. I know how they work, but is there any other boats that have rudders also on them, but they're not that particular shape, like a catamaran or anything like that? Do they interact with catamarans or any other vessels than those leisure vehicles that they do interact with?
Orcas interact with all kind of boats,
All
but
kind of boats.
yes, but 90%, 90 are sailing vessels between 11 to 13 meters.
Okay. And it's
And
those fiberglass hulled boats. Um,
yeah,
yeah,
yes, monohull boats.
yeah,
And the other 10% are catamarans or yachts, but it's a very little percentage, a
that's
very
very
little.
interesting.
Mm.
Okay, well, that's mostly all of the updates that I can think of. Monica, is there anything else that you'd like to inform people of or tell people about, so that I can get the message out to them?
About the protocol, we maintain the tip to stop the boat, but the Spanish government recommend to run. I think if you run as fast as possible, maybe a yacht can run from the Orcas, but a sail vessel is the sail vessel can't pass 8 knots, more than 8 knots. So it's impossible to run from the Orcas. So we recommend the same, and is to stop. But people right now don't agree with us. Mm-hmm.
I mean, the top speed of an Orca is 45 miles an hour, I think. What's that in knots?
More or less 22, 25 knots. It's not the normal, but
Sure.
if an Orca want to go fast,
Yeah.
22 and 25 knots.
In short distances, like they probably can
Yes.
do that easily.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't know where the Spanish government are coming from with a 6 to 8 knot vessels.
If you are in a yacht, you can put this speed, and in the end, the Orca get exhausted and stop. But in a vessel, in a sailing vessel, it's impossible.
So
And
they,
Orcas interact with sailing vessels, so it
yeah,
doesn't have sense.
it absolutely doesn't make sense.
But
Yeah. Well, okay. So the recommendation from GTOA is to stop the vessel because
it's
it's
clear, and it's
impossible.
the same as in the initial. Yes.
I don't know who it was, but a team of scientists tagged the Orca with GPS tracking signals. Was that you guys, or was that Spanish scientists?
No,
Or
pay to Circe, and Circe are doing right now. Circe is doing right now 3 different projects. One of these is to track the Orcas. As we know, Circe tracked 2 Orcas, but one of them right now doesn't send the information, because the track spent 1 month tracking, and then they stop.
interesting. Are they sharing
And
that information with you guys, Monica?
no, we don't know anything about this. The
Wow.
Spanish government asked to us if we recommend to track the Orcas, and we said no. We talked with Orca behavior and in the Canada, and they tell to us that there are a high risk to death, and the Iberian Orca is a very tiny subpopulation, and we don't recommend to track, and we say to the Spanish government that we don't recommend to track the Orcas. But the Spanish government they want. And we don't have any information about the tracking, and nothing. We know in which areas are the Orcas, thanks to people who send information about sightings and interactions.
Yes, because trackers are invasive. They shoot in through the dorsal fin of the orca, isn't that right? And it can introduce
Yes.
infection into the orca, especially if they're of reduced immune
Yes.
systems.
And you only can track juvenile not adult Orcas,
Yeah,
and the most of Orcas who interact are juveniles.
yeah,
You only can track 2 adult Orcas. That there are only 2 Orcas who interact that are juvenile adults. Sorry.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it
There
doesn't make sense.
also was a report that said about the Spanish government using sonar, pinging sonars to
Fingers,
dissuade.
special
Yeah,
fingers,
yeah.
trying to avoid. We don't know a lot of this. We know that they wanted to try with a special finger, but we don't know if they try right now, or
This comes with a
they
great
will
risk as
try.
well, doesn't it, Monica? Because this can cause breaching in whales. Like these high
Yes,
sonar sounds can actually cause the orca or any whale that uses sonar to have like confusion and beach themselves. Like,
But
these are unethical
there are,
practices.
yes, there are some factories that are by salt scent. Give me a moment.
Don't worry about it.
Sorry. Sell.
Oh, selling. Oh, God, yeah. I have
Yes.
seen, some people buying these portable pingers.
Trying pingers to dolphins. And then you see the videos people send to us, and we see the pinger and the dolphins near the pinger.
Yeah.
So I don't understand if the pinger runs. The pinger, I don't know.
From what I've heard, fishermen used to try to use these pingers to stop animals from going and catching, stealing from the nets. But what it
Yes,
actually did transpire to happen was it was almost like a dinner bell, and they were attracted to the sound because they knew there was nets in the vicinity. So it had the
yes.
reverse action. Yeah.
The pingers are good, and bad too are good with the harbor porpoise, which is endangered. And in this species,
Sorry, Monica, your voice is
the
gone.
the
Yeah, for the
harbor
last couple of seconds, your voice is gone.
listen the pinger, and the good is in the species of the harbor porpoise. The harbor porpoise listen the pinger and move, and is nice. But in bottlenose dolphins, for example, the bottlenose dolphin hear the pinger and they think here there are fish, so we have to move to the fish.
Yeah.
So attract the bottlenose dolphins.
It's so interesting, but that's everything really, Monica. That and you covered everything, which is fantastic. I'm going to share this around, and hopefully it just clears the air and takes away any of the misinformation that's out there, and hopefully we'll get more interaction reports coming into GTOA. That's badly needed. I mean, that's the only way we're actually going to find out what the reason why this thing is, and reduce the interactions even further from scientific citizen information. Say hello to Alfredo to me, and thank you very much, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to me to talk to you. It's very interesting.
Thanks very much.